The truth about the lost city of Biringan. The mysterious city of Biringan is unlike any other, and the only way to find it is to get lost. So what really is Biringan? Biringan is a city in Samar that's said to be located between the towns of Gandara, Tarangan, and Pagsanan. The city is a popular urban legend. Generally speaking, a ghost town of a magical and mysterious hidden city. The Phantom City has never appeared, only in front of those who are invited to enter the Black City. What and who lives there? People said that the creature living there are called Encantos. They often possessed powerful magical abilities unfathomable to the human mind. Things that are not meant to be seen or be inflicted upon in the human world. Biringan, in the local Ware language, means Hanapan ng mga nawawala, or a place to look for lost people. Depending on who you listen to, Biringan is either the home of Encantos or magic, or the soul of the lost and the dead. Biringan inhabitants are indistinguishable from humans, except that the former has no philtrum, the ridge between the nose and upper lip, which is often referred to in Bisaya as an indicator that someone is an Encanto. Why the locals are afraid to talk about it? If you were to ask the locals for information about the missing location and its inhabitants, they would rather let you whisper about it due to curiosity or a sense of adventure. In fact, they'd rather not let you talk about it alone with them. Any conversation about the city would silence any locals completely. They can take form in any manner. They can be ghost-like, monster-like, or any other form of a spirit. People here often think that they have ears behind the mysterious tree and can hear almost everything in the human world, while some people think they can make themselves invisible to the human eye. They sometimes pretend to be humans, or animals, in the real world to lure people inside their city. They look very human-like, and you wouldn't necessarily suspect that it is an Encanto pretending to be one. You see, most locals are afraid of this place not only because it is not any other ordinary city not found in the human world, but also not any other ordinary legend either. It's not even there in the first place. What does Biringan look like? Those who have seen Biringan city describe it as a beautiful city with high-rise buildings and other magnificent structures equipped with advanced technology. Not even matched by megacities like New York, Hong Kong or Dubai. How can people think this place is mysterious? The earliest stories about Biringan are different iterations that revolve around the same themes. There is the story about the bus, emptied of passengers, that picked up two women by the side of the road. The women specify a destination away from the main road, offering 3 times the fare. The driver agrees and takes them there. After the women alight, the driver tries to return to the highway but realizes that the road has closed in behind him, leaving him in the middle of what seemed like an overgrown field. He had no choice but to spend the night in his vehicle. He wakes the next day and realizes that the bus is perched on top of a mountain ridge at an impossible angle, requiring the use of heavy equipment to get back down. Then there is a story about construction materials being sent from Manila to addresses in Biringan, complete with delivery instructions. A truckload of lumber was once instructed to drive to a dirt road far from town and to leave the cargo there. The workmen did as they were told, and by the next day, the lumber was gone. There have also been stories of the 2 motorcycle riders riding tandem on one bike. They were traveling the highway at night from western Samar to eastern Samar. It was around 9 o'clock in the evening and they were negotiating the foggy, winding passes halfway to Biringan, eastern Samar. The night air was chilly and only their motorcycle headlights split the dark ahead. The deafening silence was interrupted only by the occasional insect chirping. Suddenly, As they rounded a sharp bend, they were suddenly engulfed by a loud noise. It was as if they were entering a very busy highway. They couldn't see it, but the sound of it broke into their ears. Sharp horns came from all directions, and a sudden gust of wind shook their motorcycle as if huge trailers were passing by in all directions. The driver does his best to keep the motorcycle handlebars steady. When they turned the next curve, the noise died down suddenly, and the night air was deadly silent again. Nonetheless, these two motorcyclists and many other highway travelers will never forget their encounter with Biringan portals. There are also several accounts of people who claim to have gone to Biringan only to wake up under a giant tree. These people claim to have gone to Biringan only to wake up after what seemed to be a dream. However, only a handful of chosen ones are taken into the city, according to the townsfolk, for it is engulfed in magic that hides the place from the naked eye. According to them, trees are used as portals to their world. An example of this tree is the Balati tree. Only 7 of these portals exist, and one is said to exist near the Pagsangan Falls. These portals connect their world to our world, letting Encantos out of their world to ours, letting people from our world to accidentally come to theirs, and vice versa. There's this guy in Facebook who claims that he had a chance to interview a being from Biringan, and she said that they live in secrecy because humans have the tendency to be greedy. They just want to keep their home safe. She also mentioned that in Biringan, they don't live in terms of money because everything was given by our God for free. Who is the Queen of Baringan? One of the most undying stories about Biringan is about a beautiful woman named Carolina, a resident of Leyte who once studied in Manila, which Carolina is also studying, shared her chilling experience in a local TV. According to her, she had a classmate named Carolina who was very beautiful and wealthy. By the end of the semester, the witness said that Carolina invited them to attend a fiesta in her hometown and promised to pay for their traveling expenses from Manila to Samar and vice versa. When they asked her where her hometown is, Carolina said that she is from Biringan City. Apparently, the witness wasn't able to come and their other classmates already went home to their respective provinces. In the end, Carolina went to Samar with 3 of their classmates who lived in Manila. They were never seen again. The families of the 3 students looked for them in Samar, but they were never found because no one knew where Biringan is. Years later, the family of one of the students received a letter from Biringan. It was from their daughter. She told them that they shouldn't worry about her because she is happily living with her new family in Biringan now. She also stated in the letter that Biringan is a big and beautiful city and that she married the wealthiest enchanted ones there. So what if you enter Biringan? If you accidentally enter the city, you should not trust no one and have to get out immediately. One major rule to follow if you do end up inside the city is to never, ever eat anything in the city or anything the inhabitants may offer, no matter how tempting it may be. The inhabitants of Biringan may offer you black-colored food. Sometimes, you may also have to choose between black-colored food or white-colored food. It can also vary, as they can offer any sort of food. Those made in gold, those delicious enough to be seen as something from the human world, and those that are just plain unrecognizable yet saliva-inducing. They will appear in front of you in human-like forms as they offer you trinkets, riches, and food that will severely tempt you to stay with them. But no matter what happens, never, ever eat or accept anything while inside their city. If you do, your spirit will be trapped in there forever and your physical body may be left somewhere in the real world. Nevertheless, Biringan may or may not be true, or people may or may not believe in it, but if victims of the said city tells you otherwise, you may want to think and believe if the whole thing is either true or false. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to be notified on the next video.